Be a man. This is a phrase the average adolescent male will hear at least once in their lifetime. And along with be a man comes other phrases such as man up and grow a pair. But people underestimate the power of these words and the effects they can have in the future. The people on the receiving end of be a man are usually young males from the ages of 4 to 10. And at such a young age, they have little to no idea of what actually being a man is. And as a result, like every other adolescent, they look toward the distorted and exaggerated ideals of the media. And the media tells them they aren't supposed to show emotions simply because they don't have any. Emotions such as pain, anger, and frustration. I experience most of these emotions on a regular academic day. The media also tells them they're supposed to be muscular and accessorized with weapons, such as in games like Grand Theft Auto and superheroes like Batman and the Hulk. And that game and those two people are usually marketed towards young male, which causes these boys to associate that manning up means being emotionless and aggressive. But the reality is that these young boys show just as much emotions as young females, but would rather not express those emotions because they feel it is socially unacceptable. And although psychologists have said that holding back emotions can lead to two routes, the first being depression and the second being violence. And we see this as men lead in the deaths by suicide rate at a ratio of 4 to 1. And the crime rates between males and females are 89% in murder, 99.8% in rape, 90% in sexual assault, 95% in dating violence and child sexual abuse, and the one violent men are known for most, domestic violence, coming in at 95%. Males of domestic violence usually choose one victim, and that one victim is most likely to suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, otherwise known as PTSD. And it's usually caused by a traumatizing event, usually caused by physical or emotional pain, and either one or both can happen in a case of domestic abuse. The second is depression, and it is usually caused because the victim has to hold in all this baggage because they're not allowed to tell people what's going on in their lives. And as a result, they can lead to depression. But perpetrators of domestic violence usually show 5 common behaviors. The first being jealousy. They tend to be very jealous and they want to know the whereabouts of the person or the people who are coming into the lives of the victim. And that's usually a case of not being confident in their masculinity. They also tend to be very controlling, and that goes off the stereotype that men should be the dominant one. And they also try to isolate the victim, whether that be financially or emotionally, because that goes off the stereotype that women should be the dependent ones of males. They also place very strict rules inside and outside the house, because that causes young males to associate that they're supposed to be the ones that are in charge of everything. And most of all, they place very strict gender roles. And that's because that's all they've been taught, very strict gender roles. So it's not a surprise when they enforce it onto other people. But haven't we all done that? Haven't we all heard something and enforced it onto others? I know I have. I have told someone to be a man. I was unaware of the power of my words because I was uneducated. But then somebody educated me, just like I am educated you. So I hope you're aware of the power of your words. Thank you.